What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Monday. Yes, sir. Cheers. June 22nd. Yes, sir. 2026. What's going on, my man Pigs? How you doing,
Howdy,
man?
Turf. Oh, I'm doing well. I'm looking forward to talking Raiders. It's been a little time.
It has, man. Way too long. I don't know what's wrong with me, but you know how it goes, man. Sometimes the world is got different plans than what you thought for yourself, right? So
Fair enough. The football world keeps on rolling, and no games yet, but lots of practice.
yes, practice. It's a lot going on, man. Even though it's off season, I mean, season's starting right around the corner. So not technically off season, if you will.
Yeah, this is the part of the season where you want to stay out of the news and football.
That's exactly what you're supposed to be trying to do. At least the smart ones, anyways. But yeah, we'll dive into all of it, man. I'm just double checking everything. How does it sound out there, ladies and gentlemen? Let us know. Is it good, bad, indifferent? Sound makes sense to everyone? Can everybody hear? You know, Turf always struggle streaming. Shout out to the lead attorney. I like making sure I give props where props are due when I steal people's things. So yeah, man, I'm just gonna dive right on into it. I don't even know what I have for us. I know I have a lot. But biggest off-season storylines. I mean, I know we talk about it. We talk about it a lot. But now there's a little bit more context, right, if you will, in terms of how people are doing, what people are doing. And you know, let's just start it right off where everybody's expecting, right? Or at least talking. And that's Fernando Mendoza era. It begins. What have you heard in terms of camp talk, coaching, you know, all those good things, man? Tell us what your thoughts are so far on the things that you've heard.
Yeah, he's still not signed. It seems so. That's not unexpected. There's just a lot of language to go through when you have that much money on the table. Everything has to be dotted and crossed 100%. So not really concerned with that. But he's saying all the right things, doing all the right things. He's keeping his nose to the ground and you know, being a rookie and staying in line. So. Nothing unexpected thus far. He's doing everything right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree exactly with what your sentiments are, and that's exactly that. He's doing everything right, if you will. Keeping his nose clean, Paul. You know.
I mean, he's making some nice throws too, but he's not outshining his spot being a rookie, which is good. He's playing the role of rookie well.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I hear it right. He's doing all the rookie things, making mistakes. These are things we expect. It's just the way it goes, right? No one is you know, against, if you will, the rookie situation. Hold on. My TikTok people
embracing the mistakes too. That's where he's going to learn the most and remember the longest is these emotional moments early in his career where he can really imprint good habits. So
yes.
It's promising. We have good people surrounding him.
What is going on? So TikTok is probably looking at us like we're crazy right now. Hold on, TikTok. I'll get this situated here shortly. Give me a quick second. Why is this on vertical? This is annoying. TikTok, why are you on vertical? This makes no sense. Camera, why is TikTok? Oh, I think I see what's going on. Give me a sec, TikTok.
And I think back to Jamarcus Russell when we signed him and he didn't sign right away. There was a lot of worry and so many red flags. Pretty much every single piece of information coming out was like making fans a little nervous.
Yep.
This is kind of the opposite. He's not signed, but everything that's coming out is kind of making you feel more relaxed.
Exactly. Nope, I agree. TikTok, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm messing up today, TikTok. TikTok is usually the easiest thing to do. For some strange reason, we are having problems with TikTok today. Let me see. Okay. Now I see why. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. USB video. No. What is going on TikTok?
And I also like that Mendoza has been giving a lot of credit to guys like O'Connell for
Yes.
kind of being a stand-up professional.
Yeah.
Kind of leading by example.
Absolutely.
So that confirms a lot of the things the fans were seeing, and although it wasn't necessarily being said by previous regimes and what have you, it's definitely been said by this regime and these players.
Right. Yeah, that's the one other thing I did definitely want to talk about, which is Kurt Warner's role, right? Shout out to Kurt Warner. Wow.
Shout out Kurt Warner, though. Yeah, Cousins.
Exactly, right. Yeah, shout out to Kurt. He's
still a legend.
Exactly, he's a legend. But yeah, I like the fact that all these guys seem to really, really know their role, if you will, and that's going to be very important for things to make sense. Give me one sec. I want to.
Yeah, there's not a lot of ambiguity, which I think is what you're pointing to. There's not
Correct.
like a guy on the team who no one really knows what his role is, and kind of the uncertainty starts making other people uncomfortable.
Correct.
I think happened in recent memory. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And dude, this is so annoying for me. There we go. OBS, what is going on? USB.
The two other guys unsigned still is McCoy and the second round pick are Trayden Stukes.
Stukes isn't signed yet?
He might have signed, let me check.
Yeah, that would not be good if he did not sign. That would definitely be a problem.
He signed to April 30th. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I was going to say. The other one is our nickel guy.
Yeah, McCoy.
Now McCoy, the kid Teron Johnson, is it from
Terrion Johnson?
Terrion Johnson
Buffalo
from the
Bills.
Bills. Yeah, from the Bills. He is definitely hold on. Somebody that we need to sign yesterday, if you will. Make sure that deal goes through. Has he been practicing? That was the other thing that I was curious.
Who? Teron Johnson?
Yeah, because with the holdout.
I think he did show up. Yeah, I heard he did show up eventually. Yeah, he's posing for photos at Media Day, so he must be there.
Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. Oh, that's where it went to. I don't know what I did to TikTok, guys, but I'll have to figure out TikTok later. I'm not gonna waste the show trying to figure out TikTok. So, if you are on TikTok, you know we are live. We are live on YouTube, right? Instagram, X, Twitch, Kick, right? The list goes on and on and on. I wish I did have my TikTok now because I definitely like to shout out the people. It's always love when we get people come through, like our regular Sacktown Mike. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show, my guy. It says Turf family, Pigs family. Sound is good. Appreciate you. Wifey, the sound is good. We are up. And then we got something else here. Coach sipping Jamba Juice. Raiders don't have to actually win games this year as long as they take out the Chiefs. Chargers and Broncos starting quarterbacks. They win in my book. I wouldn't disagree with that statement. I mean, we know that's not going to happen, Coach. But yeah, it's the thought that counts, I guess, at this point. So, I mean, I heard from Mr. Kubiak himself, right, that he claims the quarterback's situation is a little bit closer than people think. He said Aiden looks great. He's obviously going to, say the rookie looks good, and he's not going to, knock him too much, right? Clearly wants to keep his confidence up. But, I think he's going about it and being careful with his words based on the ability to trade. I just got to be honest. That's how I viewed it with his comments stating that, hey, if the game started tomorrow, he'd be comfortable with throwing any three of them in there. I call BS. Right? It's what I call. Again, like I say, he's looking to potentially get something in return in terms of value for Aiden O'Connell. Or, he's making sure that everything is copacetic in the room and nobody feels slighted and you don't have animosity and issues in the number one room of your team to start. What's your thoughts on Kubiak's comments about the coaching? I mean, as far as the quarterback room.
Well, I think Kubiak does recognize that O'Connell's strength is his smarts. He's able to, I guess, adapt to the offense really quickly, and that can be potentially a very valuable thing as far as encouraging Mendoza to learn, is having a guy who's learning right alongside him at an efficient rate. It kind of just produces a positive quarterback room, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean, and again, the fact that they all know their roles. My expectation, though, and I'll cut to the chase, man. I really, truly believe that they wouldn't start O'Connell in any way, shape, or form this year. I believe that young man is going to see the bench. I don't even think he'll suit up.
Yeah, it seems obvious that Mendoza would get a serious consideration over O'Connell if it came down to it. There's really not a lot of reason to be trying to develop O'Connell over Mendoza. The only way I could see O'Connell stepping in is if the line is a disaster and Mendoza really just doesn't understand the offense yet. So it'd be kind of worst case scenario.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm going to lean on the school of Tom Brady, meaning that I just don't expect. I don't expect this kid to get the playing time that people would want. You know what I mean? In terms of if things go bad, right? I don't know. I don't see that happening.
The soundbite has been said a number of times by Kubiak and Kirk Cousins that the best players will start, and that includes at quarterback.
Hey.
So if Mendoza at some point in the season, like maybe week 7 or 8, suddenly it starts clicking and he's really understanding the offense and maybe they're going up against an opponent that's a good matchup, then he could probably get a look.
Right.
But it's not likely in the first half of the season, more likely in the back half of the season.
Yep. And that I would agree with, for sure. Shout out to TikTok. Finally got y'all back up and running, I think. We'll leave it at that, right? But yeah, man. I think it's going to be an interesting situation all season due to the fact that, you know, we still don't have a clue of what's going on with the offensive line, right? The offensive line is going to be a big caveat to how the quarterback play goes. Kirk Cousins is not super mobile at all.
No, and this offensive line is being built on the fly, so it has to come together in motion, and whoever's starting week 1 is a bit of a test dummy for the offensive line.
Bingo, man. So it's a little scary. It's a lot scary, to be honest. I can't tell you how it all unfolds. I wish
the preseason is going to be massive as far as getting a read on these guys.
Well, and that's the thing. What do you think? Who's going to play? Who do you think's really going? Yeah.
Preseason's hard to put stock in for lines in general. That's the other part, is that it'll be good to see guys just for their movement skills and seeing if they look competent. But as far as evaluating the line as a whole, we won't know until the regular season. But I definitely want to see guys like Grant see what they look like with an off season under their belt, maybe more NFL weight as opposed to combine weight. Maybe if they look more potentially ready to step into a starting role or a challenge for one, that would be something you might see week 1 in preseason.
And that's the thing, man. So this is one of the other issues that we've always obviously had. And that is not knowing what we have from that last year's draft class, because Mr. Peter didn't like starting, or I don't even know why I'm saying starting. He didn't even play any of our
right. Yeah, it would have not been skin off his back to get him in there for a few snaps a game over guys like Forsyth and what have you.
Exactly. So I'm just curious, man. I wonder if any of these kids, you know, got anything for us.
The only guy that truly got any burn was Ashton Genty.
That's it.
Everyone else is still a major question mark.
Yeah, and that wasn't any burn that I was excited about.
Yeah, it is what it is. We write it up to the offensive line being exceptionally bad. But... Yeah,
I mean, however you want to put it, you know, it's a bad look all the way around. So it's, I don't know, and that's the thing. I believe that it hurts way more than it helps, regardless of what you have, because you don't know where it's all gonna fit.
The part that's most notably different about this year versus years past is that it really feels like we have competition at multiple roles, where it really could be multiple guys' job. And if the preseason, if those guys show out, then they'll get the starting role. Whereas in years past, it's felt like we signed a guy and he was kind of promised the role. And even though other guys looked better in preseason, the role defaulted to where the contract loyalty was. So hopefully that's true.
Right. No, I agree. Shout out to Jack Festa 4490. What up, Raider Nation? What's up, Jack, man? Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Yeah, I'm just looking at all other stuff now too, trying to make sure we're up and good in all of our spots. All right, let me go back. We've talked a little bit about these QBs. You know, Clint Kubiak's offense. What are your thoughts on his offense? Like, what do you think he's going to bring immediately? Like, what do you expect to see right out of the gates?
I expect to see lots of creativity. I think he'll settle into his patterns as the season goes on, but at the gate, it'll be a lot of kind of trying to see what this team does well and testing, like experimental kind of stuff early on, and find those strengths, find where we need to get better, and then kind of lean into it as the season goes on.
Yep. Nope. Yeah, I agree. Based on what the offensive line coach says, I'm praying that they're not trying to fully implement what we don't have as far as personnel for just yet, right? Let's create a foundation, right? You know what I mean? Create a foundation and go from there. I mean, give ourselves a chance to build whatever little confidence we can this season, in terms of individual players and just the team in general as a whole, coming from a 4-13 season.
Yeah, with all those question marks, so many players, we don't really know what we have in them. We need to see what they're capable of in order to find what kind of offense is going to work for them.
Yeah, it's a lot of turnover, man. The roster, I mean, it's a revolving door. People come and go. I mean, it's so sad to see the bad picks after bad picks after bad picks.
That's probably one of the toughest pills to swallow, is how can we have confidence in any regime's hype job of the players they've selected when we've endured multiple iterations of the same story where it's trust us, we made the right selections, these are the dudes, and then they turn on their own dudes like within a year.
Yeah,
it's kind of absurd. Like, if you're turning on the guys within a year, like, that reflects very poorly on the organization.
Exactly. And that's the part I don't understand. How can they not, you know what I mean, comprehend that or see it?
The thing that I will give credit to as far as the spy tech regime goes is that it feels like they did select players who are playing for more than just themselves, whereas I think back to some of those picks, like the classic example, the Arnett pick, Damon Arnett. Like,
yes,
our recent picks have been the total opposite of that pick as far as the kind of guys we brought in. It's a lot of guys who are looking to build a legacy, leave an imprint, and make the game better for those that come after them. So hopefully they live up to that, because that's a big responsibility in and of itself, is trying to do something positive and make the sport better, as opposed to trying to just take from it.
Right. No, I agree. I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't have confidence in, but I don't want to kill the live already. Turf doesn't want to go to Debbie Downer immediately.
Well, I mean, since you're going in that direction, maybe I could bring it up. The media does play a pretty big role in creating and shaping narratives around this team, and the reporting on the team, like, they play perhaps the biggest role in shaping perceptions of players, and players that are, in the good graces of the media tend to get a lot of favoritism as a result of it, and so much of it just has to do with subtle reporting and framing of reporting. And so recently there was a discussion from Locked On Raiders report, kind of talking about their contributions to narratives around Jack Besh, and basically saying that he hadn't been making any notable plays in practice, and that a number of media around YouTube had kind of picked up on this reporting, saying that it goes beyond just not making plays, but that he was not performing well. And so he kind of clarified on Locked On that he is playing well. It's just he's not standing out and having flash plays. But you could argue that's why you draft a guy in the second round, is that he should be making flash plays. So that's kind of an indictment.
That's a problem. Thank you. And that's what I need people to understand, because I am not a Jack Besh fan at all. Don't blame me, guys. Look, I don't know. Maybe, and that's why I say maybe my eyes are getting really bad. I had an appointment, I swear, at the beginning of June, where they really checked out for my glaucoma and all that good stuff. But I seriously, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the guy didn't have a hell of a career in college, because he did. But I didn't see anything that he did in college that looked like it was going to translate well to the NFL. You know what I mean? Coming from TCU, you know, shout out to my dog Spence. You know, finally got a show in on Dead in the Water. And I mean, I'm regurgitating what he said, because he's absolutely right. You know, just because you run a 4.240 doesn't mean everything. But with that being said, he's not even fast. So,
Right.
what do we get?
Yeah, he's more strong than he is fast. He's more like a tight end playing wide receiver.
And is that something that we need? Like, I think we got that kind of covered with Mayer and Brock.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I'm not a big buyer on Mayer, so I kind of tend to believe that we do need a guy like Besh, because we're gonna lose a guy like Mayer moving forward. So it's kind of for that scenario, it kind of fits that outcome, is that if Mayer signs somewhere else next year, then Besh could kind of step into that role of being a more physical blocking wide receiver that could then maybe free up Bowers to get more flexibility if he's able to also be flexible and they're be able to be on the field at the same time.
Right.
I think Michael Mayer gets a lot of hype, and has since the day he got here, because he was a second round draft pick we traded up for. So it's just from watching him, I feel like I'm constantly making up excuses for him, and it's just like, you shouldn't be doing that.
Bingo. Shout out to Jose Farias. We got Hokane in the building. Hokane, I don't know how you pronounce that. And we got Fatima Sadigo SD. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Sacktown says he was a tight end in college. Was he really?
Yeah, at LSU. Before
he went to TCU.
Yeah.
Now it makes even more sense to me. See,
But the kicker with that is he got a ton of targets at LSU despite being a tight end, because the wide receiver core was so dominant. I guess it allowed him to work with a lot of open space.
That is interesting.
Which, if he got in a similar role here, that could work. Like, as if other guys are demanding the ball, kind of frees him up to get easier yards after catch opportunities. Which is kind of where you get the advantage with a guy like him. As if he can run over defensive backs.
Yeah, I know. It's just not. It's not gonna happen for me. Sorry, guys. I'm never gonna see this Jack Besh thing.
But shout out Q Myers. That was Locked On Raiders reporter who was
shout out to Q
from
Locked On. That's my dude, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he puts out a lot of information, and it definitely gets his 2 cents in there as well, and is able to communicate the information, but also kind of give his perspective on it too, without 100%. Mixing the two things together.
Right. Nope. Absolutely correct. Let me see, where was I at? Yeah. So I mean, with the massive roster turnover, if you will, right? A lot of people coming and going. I mean, it's definitely not the same team. Do you even see a vision from this front office? And who do you consider to be the front office, right? Let's start there. Like, who do you consider to be the front office? Do you separate, right, the coaching staff from the front office, or is like the head coaches, or, often the coordinators, what do you consider front office?
Yeah, well, last year the front office was effectively Pete Carroll calling the show and the shots, and he gets a lot of credit for the outcome of that. And now it's the John Spytek show. He's kind of putting his vision into place, and in doing that, he's empowering coaches to take responsibility for things like Kubiak's taking responsibility for the offense. And then on the flip side, we got what's his name? Why Why am I blanking on it?
The
Rob Leonard.
yeah,
Rob Leonard's taking
Leonard.
responsibility for his defense. So
Right.
it's good that there's clearly like guys stepping up into those leadership roles despite being young and taking ownership of it and acknowledging they're not going to get everything right. Getting a little bit more tolerance to make mistakes early on, as long as they're showing the ability to develop and improve quickly. Then they're going to be given that grace by Spytek to stick around. If they're not, then he's going to replace them. Like that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting as far as the front office's view of the coaching staff, is that they're being given the opportunity to develop, but maybe on a mid-range leash, not a shorter long leash.
Right. Nope, I agree with that.
And I'm excited to see what Rob Leonard does, because he's earned the respect of the players on that he's coached, and so I think that sets him up well to get people to buy into the program that he puts forward, which is so important for coaches, having real buy-in from your veteran players especially.
Exactly. I mean, and that's something that I definitely also want to touch on, and that is the veteran leadership, because this is something that I don't know, man. I don't think people comprehend how bothersome this should be. But I don't know if you recall where Max, I believe on his own show, kind of ratted on himself, dimed himself out in a terrible way. And I don't think he really recognizes or realizes how terrible it was in terms of his actions, as well as, his words on basically just saying, giving the head coach a big F you, and I'm going to do what I want to do on this field. How do you deal with that? Like, I mean, he's literally the flagship of your
So what was the example that you were
Oh yeah,
to?
so you didn't hear about it. So
was this the last episode, or what was like recent?
This was McDaniels. So
about McDaniels. Oh,
yeah,
okay. I think I know the episode you're talking about. Is this with Rob Leonard or Rob Ryan rather? Or...
I don't recall. I just recall the bold statement about him, being told to do a specific job.
This is the interview with Rob Ryan.
Yeah, and they were looking to set. You clearly know that they're doing things to set things up, right? And
yeah.
And sure
they
enough,
told him against Baker Mayfield to hold contain.
Yeah,
he rushed, and he got the pressure and all that, and then celebrated in the face of the coaches as they were like kind of stone face. They weren't necessarily celebrating. Only Rob Ryan was celebrating.
Yes, that to me is a major problem. Things like that, people don't have the foresight to see. They don't see the big picture, right? The North Star. I don't think a lot of people even really comprehend how things are set up in the NFL. And I mean, if you have your number one guy, the guy that everybody's looking up to, the leader, the one that champions, doing what he wants, how does the team survive? Seriously, how do you have a team get to where they need to be when you have that kind of defiancy, at the top?
In the context of that specific instance, that would have been McDaniel's first year, I believe. So that, it was Crosby's team, but there were also other major leaders like Devontae Adams, and I guess Derek Carr would have been the leader at that time. And anyhow, Crosby, that did show some, perhaps some maturity issues that I think
big time.
I mean,
big time.
It was a few years ago, so maybe he's kind of worked through that stuff, and now understands the context more better today than he did a few years ago. And maybe McDaniel's leadership style kind of invited that response. So it's kind of like it takes two to tango. Like,
right.
Yes, Max was not doing necessarily right by the team, but at the same time, McDaniels wasn't necessarily doing right by the team either. So it was a double whammy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. We got Fidel Torres, 6380 in the building. Under what coaching tree? or team did Rob Leonard come from? It's a great question. Rob Leonard came from us. Don't get me wrong. Clearly, he's been around the league, but he was our defensive line coach for the past 2 regimes, I want to say, correct? He clearly was for Pete Carroll.
AP Pete Carroll. And,
but I want to say he was for AP as well, right? Even McDaniels. He's been around.
With McDaniels, yeah. Because he was part of some of those New England connections with Flores and such.
Yes. So he is from that
shared
coaching
language.
tree. That's a good thing in my opinion. I mean, as much as we love and hate and have a love-hate relationship with the Patriots, you can't deny that the coaching tree, anything that falls from Bill Belichick's tree is going to be pretty outstanding. Pretty outstanding. We got a shout out to LKM5377. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show as always. I think part of the reason we traded Tyree was the poor victim attitude he had. Kubiak was ready to move on from it. That's an interesting comment. I never saw a victim attitude from him. I saw a lost attitude from him. Which way do I go? Like, I don't think he.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he's referring to as quote unquote poor attitude, was just that he never had a football edge to him at any point. He never screamed football player. He always screamed like superhuman athlete with maybe below average football instinct.
He screamed complete project to me. 100%. No questions.
And maybe not any fault of his own, but he's going to get judged by coaches and his teammates for not living up to that selection.
Oh, 100%. And it was unfair. He should have never been drafted. Never been drafted. Number 7.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, 100%.
Never should have been drafted. Kind of like Jack Best should have never been drafted in the second round.
And a guy like Tyree, I really feel that the media around him did him a lot of disservice as well. Like, I think back to when that went down, like guys like Hondo were saying some of the most outlandish, unbelievable kind of comparables, like calling him Chandler Jones in his prime at a day one. Meanwhile, Chandler Jones was like on the down, losing his shit, and we were getting no honest reporting about any of it. Like, you know, had Hondo been honest in his reporting, he would have acknowledged that Chandler Jones was like not in football condition, and that Tyree was not in football condition, and that neither of these guys will be any part of the future. Like, but we didn't get that narrative.
Nope, we did not.
We got the total opposite.
We did the absolute total opposite. But I don't know, man. I don't know what you're gonna do. I never ever thought that was a good pick. I will always, forever, for the end of my days, remember us passing on Jalen Carter for this guy.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's so nuts.
And I'll just never forgive whoever made that pick. And they tried to hide it amongst each other, but I think it came out that it was McDaniels, man. So shout out to McDummy.
You don't think the GM at that time as well? What's his name?
He overrid him. He overrode him. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. He actually,
maybe really thought he was Chandler Jones on his prime day one, like,
right?
Because he drafted Tyree, or he drafted Chandler Jones in New England. McDaniels did.
Well, see, this is the thing. There were 2 major picks that they fought over, and why am I missing the Ziegler? Shout out to Ziegler.
Dave Ziegler, right?
Dave Ziegler. That's his signature right there, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Dave Ziegler. That right there. See that D and the Z right there on that ball? Yeah, that's his signature. Cool dude, man. But again, unfortunately for him, his boy was the one running the show and not him. And I honestly believe that Ziegler, not only did Ziegler want to go the Jalen Carter route or some other route, from what I hear, he also wanted C.J. Stroud.
Huh.
And that was something that McDummy was not going to move forward with as well. Those were the two big F-ups, if you will. Big problems, in my opinion, that should absolutely have gotten him fired.
Yeah, and
you can't make
like,
those mistakes.
If you have the GM being overridden and like in that kind of context, and then the media is going about like saying that's not the case, like no wonder people are distrustful of the media when like that kind of shit is happening, like totally misrepresenting how things are unfolding, and then you end up with the results we do. It's like, really?
It's bad. Yeah, it's so bad. But I mean, hey, what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? So how we even got all the way around here is I was talking about the front office. I'm still not convinced we have a good front office. Just gonna be honest. I'm not ready to say that I'm willing to put my trust in this group again for another draft round. I didn't like this last one. I didn't like the round previous to that, but that wasn't their fault. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this past draft class, we did spend quite a bit of time looking at the names, and we came away with only a fraction of the names that we were kind of targeting in on. And other teams came away with huge hauls of all the guys we were looking at.
And that's going to be the tale of the tape, ladies and gentlemen. None of these guys that we should have picked when we should have picked them better do well. It's the nail in the coffin for me.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right away you think of the picks we traded out of, like last year and this year, really, like the offensive lineman and the defensive nose tackle this year. McDonald's, yeah.
It hurts. It hurts. I mean, you can't keep. There's a reason why we're well over 20 years of just subpar. And all of these mistakes mount up and add up. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, if this Fernando Mendoza thing doesn't work out, I mean, I think you're looking at another half of a decade situation.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll be a decade setback.
Another decade. I didn't want to say it. Pig said it, not me.
It is
Don't
what
get
it
mad
is.
at me, y'all, because I'm always.
You bust on a first overall pick. You're you're in the hole for a while.
You're in the hole.
Unless you get a Brock Purdy, like out the wazoo at kind of pick.
Or trade, and that's the thing. Like I truly, honestly believe there was no way to trade the guy. I'm just gonna tell y'all flat out. I believe there were no comers that made any sense.
I would agree.
I don't think there was even anyone willing to give 2 first rounds up, let alone.
I would agree. I think we wanted a first in next year's class, and no one was willing to part with the next year's class firsts. And that was the deal breaker.
Yes, everyone knows what's coming. Everyone knows what's coming in terms of next year's quarterback draft class. I personally think it'll probably end up going down as top three of all time in terms of quarterback.
Speaking of quarterbacks coming out, what do you think of Brendan Sorsby, the quarterback who's going to be selected in the supplemental class?
I think he's not good enough for the supplemental draft in terms of his play and where he'll be. I don't think he's clearly ready for the NFL. Hence why he was trying to fight so hard to get back.
Yeah. He shows a lot of raw skill, playmaking ability, and that kind of thing, but he did not show the ability to play NFL offense, and so it's kind of a project pick, and probably will be a 3rd round or 4th round.
I would be shocked if he gets that.
Pick.
Yeah, I would be shocked. Yeah, I mean,
well, a team will because the quarterback premium position, you bring him in for a year, see what he can do. It's a gamble for that kind of player, like his red flag's already there.
Pun intended. Yeah. It's a gamble.
Yeah, it's a serious gamble. But there's teams out there that like that kind of play, like
right.
Maybe a Miami, maybe a team like a team like the Ravens, who already have like a Diego Paviev, you could go in and battle Paviev for
Right.
that backup role. Because
Yeah.
you need a guy behind like Lamar, because he's a running quarterback. He might go down at any moment. So
True. Who do they have outside of Pavia? Please
it's
tell me
Pavia.
nobody. No way.
I don't know who they have there,
There's
but
no way.
they definitely need guys behind a running quarterback who are of a similar style, so that their offense doesn't lose a step. I'll check.
Yeah, there's no way. I think that the Ravens are comfortable with going into the season as Pavia is the only back. There's no way. There's absolutely no way.
Oh, maybe Skylar Thompson and Tyler
Huntley.
neither of which are notable, but
Huntley is
yeah,
who the
they've
number
probably
one.
gotten reps, I think.
Huntley should be the
Yeah.
number one backup, right?
Yeah,
He
I'll
should be the
check.
number one backup. for
I think
sure.
he's been there for a while.
Exactly. He is the number one backup, and they're
Oh,
not.
he's been there
hanging
since 2020.
That's what I'm saying. They're not hanging their hat on Pavia. That's why I thought he actually got picked up somewhere else. So shout out to Huntley.
It says he's bounced around a bunch of places, actually. He started in Baltimore in 2020 and then has been to Cleveland, Baltimore, Miami, Cleveland again, then back to Baltimore.
You know they always have something going, if you will. Sacktown. Yeah, let's bring a guy with a gambling problem to Vegas. Right?
That'd be so hilarious.
That would be
Oh.
absolutely right. That would be a nightmare.
Well, I mean, if the price is right, if he's like free, there's really
Right.
no risk.
Right?
Just depends.
Heck yeah.
Depends on what other teams do. And
No, I
at
agree.
worst, you just put him on the practice squad. Someone steals him. Not really all that much risk if he's free.
Yep. Exactly. So I mean,
I think it's good practice to, honestly, from an organizational standpoint, to bring in guys who are more challenging, just to test the organization's mettle to handle that kind of thing on a smaller scale, so that if it happens in the future on a bigger, more high-profile player, you can handle it as an organization.
right.
Having
No, that's
the strategies and tools in place.
exactly. I don't disagree. I don't think that's a bad strategy at all. Yeah. So again, me personally, I'm not happy with our front office. Sorry to be your Debbie Downer. I would have liked for this to be the regime for me to say, you know what, I don't care what happens. I want to stick with them for 3 to 5 years. But unfortunately, I don't feel that way. I'm just going to be honest. After what I've seen, I feel like I'm dealing with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I mean, you go from your first year doing absolutely nothing in free agency, right? And then have one of the subpar drafts of all drafts, in my opinion, your first year. And then you come out swinging for the fences because you can't have another off season like that in terms of free agents. And then you lay another egg in the draft again. You pick a quarterback. I'll give you a pass on that because I do believe you were stuck. But this second round pick is going to drive me crazy, man.
Sticks, yeah.
It's gonna drive me crazy. I mean, I've been paying attention to what the guys have to say. Shout out to Allen. He's believing that this kid could be the real ball hawk that we're looking for.
Is that Allen, like as in Marcus Allen?
No, cornerback.
Oh, Eric Allen.
Derek Allen, yes, my bad.
Yeah. So his observations,
Yeah, he's looking at him to be that guy that can kind of roam around, as they call it, the Joker.
Yeah.
And
That's a role that's now become meta in today's game. Like, you need that dude.
you need somebody that can be a ball hawk. Shout out to my son, man. If this kid ever plays football again, I pray he stays on the defensive side. The only reason I'm going to want him, well, I shouldn't say only, but one of the major reasons I want my son to play running back, which I'm sure it's just naturally there anyways, is because if I can see Crump and Campbell in the backfield in high school, My life is complete, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm telling y'all now, I am fighting for Messiah Campbell to come through to be a Hendrickson Hawk. All I know is I will be at every football game when I convince Tyler and Messiah Campbell to come to Hendrickson High School. It is going to be nothing but entertainment. But yes, I digress. Yes, exciting times for the Crump family in terms of my final years, if you will, in the state of Texas. It's just beyond amazing.
It sounds like a special time for football is young people kind of figuring it out and finding their role on a team.
It is, man.
Other guys.
It is, and you're talking about a star-studded, talented place in terms of just Austin proper in general. And literally just Pflugerville, our town. Jade Barron. Shout out to Jade Barron. Number 10 draft pick in the draft last year. UT graduate. He is a hometown hero, ladies and gentlemen. That kid graduated from Connolly High School right across the street over here in Pflugerville.
And Barron's another one of those guys who's considered a very versatile player who can play any position. Just by maybe not being huge physically, he plays above his size.
And again, with that type of pedigree coming from these areas, again, like if there's anything I would have bragged on my son about when he did play tackle football and played safety, it was game over. That dude was at every single play. Everywhere the ball was thrown or ran, he was at. I was shocked. I'm not going to lie. I mean, how he got there, he did all of the right things in terms of wrong arming or, coming across the face and making sure you keep all those things that matter and, sticking his head in there. And you're talking a tiny kid. My son is small. So,
stuff adding up and then the decisive moment making the play.
So yeah, he's sticking the track, which again, shameless plug. Shout out this week is regionals, baby. His regionals. Last week we did pretty well in terms of district. He got first place for the 200, which was expected, 200 hurdles and 4x4. Again, expected. They're ranked in the top 10 in the nation for both of those, top 5 for 200. And fourth in 400 and fourth in the 100 meter hurdles and fifth in the 400, which is going to be hard for him to make in terms of Junior Olympics. But that is this week. So wish us luck. Thursday is the first race. His first race is going to be the 400, which is good because it'll warm him up for that 200. I'm going to give him his props, man. My son is literally, for all 14-year-olds, he's literally fourth in the nation.
Nice.
Yeah, so shout out to Trey Day. He's working hard. We'll see where it goes this week, man. Definitely. So, moving on, we did touch it a tad, and I don't know if you really dug into it, but Teron Johnson drama. Did we find out he was signed, right? He was signed, I want to say you said in April.
Yeah. He's at camp. I saw some pictures of him they posted online.
So the question is, did he get paid?
A new contract? I don't think so.
He didn't. Hey, so I don't know if that's a win or a loss.
I think he's an older guy. He probably just is earned the right to not be there day one kind of thing is how I'm seeing it. And I think we talked about it before where in some ways it's not a bad thing. It's a double-edged sword where it provides the opportunity for some breathing space for other guys to step into leadership roles while he's not there. And then he's able to just come in day one, adapt because he's that dude.
I agree. No, I agree. And I think we all know that. Man, my guy is in the building, Robert Lee Hunk. Go Raiders. Appreciate you for coming through, my dude. Hope you enjoyed the show. Yeah, I think a lot of the times, like you said, you're right. There's probably a mutual agreement on both sides. Hey, let's give the media and people a little bit of BS drama, if you will.
It, it attracts focus, keeps the spotlight off other things that maybe are protecting other guys. Like, he's the vet, he can take the spotlight. It's no skin off his back.
Yep, exactly. And like you said, comes in, slides in, it looks good. He's right, missing camp like he'd like to, and they're not paying him money like they'd like to.
Right. These are all kind of non-concerns unless it becomes a concern. Like, the thing that concerned me was like Josh Jacobs missing camp.
Yes, that
was a problem.
That was a big problem, and you see why it was a problem, because he didn't get right for what, the first 6 games.
Yeah, there was no chemistry. The line was not ready. He was not ready. He looked a bit slow. He looked heavy, clunky. And midway through the season, he looked like game shape, and the line started coming together a bit more. But yeah, that was, I think, a concern for a lot of fans. And the media, again, did a great job of downplaying the concern, saying it was no problem. He was training and would be ready day one. And that was not the case.
Not the case. And I mean, a veteran, he wasn't as much of a veteran as Teron Johnson either. As well,
he was on his rookie deal at that point.
And it's a very different position. Again, it's much, much easier to come in and play defense, especially at the cornerback or, island
with all
position,
that experience.
With that experience, as opposed to coming in on the offensive side of the ball and trying to create that chemistry and that camaraderie that you need in order for your offense to work. Anyone that tells you they don't need that is a lie. Period.
Yeah, that it's very rare for a running back to just step in and have success without building that trust with the line. Like, sure, there are examples, but it's extremely rare.
Extremely rare is correct.
Your chances are way down.
Yes. So I mean,
and Jacobs, there should have been red flags everywhere when he didn't, when he wasn't in camp.
Right.
This Teron Johnson issue there's no real red flags.
It's not a real issue. So as you know, again, hey, this guy is under a microscope for me, and that's John Spytek. If you're John Spytek, you pay him. What do you do?
Johnson?
Yeah.
Probably not. Like, I reckon. I reckon it really is a short-term deal. Like, I'm not sure. He's at the age where you just tend to fall off, so it's kind of unrealistic to sign him to anything longer unless he's kind of proven that he's an exception to the general population trends of DBs.
No,
I'd be happy if he gets a deal. Like, that would be cool, because it's nice to have a guy who can teach the younger wave of players while still also making an impact.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely right. He's necessary for a lot of reasons. We have a very young secondary. Again, a lot of turnover in that secondary, and who knows what it's going to look like. I mean, I haven't heard anything about any of the young vets, if you will, like the Paul Miles and
they're kind of flying under the radar right now.
Maybe
on purpose.
And that's the question. I mean, I wonder what they look like in camp. This is where, ladies and gentlemen, when I move to Vegas,
I reckon they're flying under the radar to try and lower expectations a little, so that there's more forgiveness and tolerance for however it plays out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I have no idea how any of that is going to play out, but I'm curious to see.
As long as Polamalu's not blowing arm tackles and stuff like that, if he's corrected his tackling a little bit, that would go a long way to giving confidence that he's a long-term player.
Yeah. No,
if you're not making crucial tackles, you just can't be a safety. Like,
no. Absolutely. I mean, it's the word, it says it itself. So, like,
can't be risky on the back end.
On the last line of defense, that's not a good look. Not a good look at all. All right, man. Let's go into this offensive line talk. Who is starting that guard? That's the biggest question. It's literally the biggest question. Who's gonna start at guard? And that's on both sides. Right? Yeah, dig into it, man, because I honestly don't know. I mean, we no longer have Parham, right? Our center from last year sounds like he's on the rocks.
What, Meredith?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a great relationship. And I think JPJ is even worse in terms of the relationship, if you will. I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm asking where are people's heads at with this?
Yeah, I mean, with JPJ, I think he certainly has a lot to prove. There's questions about his durability and maturity, which is not ideal for long-term development. Like, those are big red flags. But you love the player's tenacity and skill and ability, but it needs to be applied more intentionally and not just generally just throwing to the wind. Because if he's getting injured on meaningless kind of plays where he's just like throwing his head into a guy who's not really a factor in the play, like that's not it's not great for the team. It might be good for his highlight reels, but really bad for the team as a whole. So that has to be kind of adjusted moving forward, kind of making more intelligent plays and thinking of his health and how he can get into the healthy going into the playoffs. Because like if he's coming out the gate on fire and like injured by week 8 every year, that's not a player we want on the team.
Right. Shout out to Sack. Is that Burford? I don't even know who Burford is. Left guard, JPJ right guard, in my opinion. As of now, we got to wait till they put the pads on.
Burford, that's the vet that was brought in.
Oh, yeah. No, I knew it, and I knew they did bring someone in. But again, even still, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know his work. I don't know.
From what I've heard, I think it's versatility again, which seems to be the calling card for most of these players, is being able to step into multiple roles.
Right. Because they don't know what they have. See, to me, this tells me that they know they don't have nothing. Mm-hmm. And they just need to find where they can just stop the leak. Right? Like, there's water everywhere in that offensive line. Just trying to find where it might fit.
Yeah, it'll be make or break for the whole offense, is this line coming together.
For sure. Oh, without a question, man. Without a question. I'm not high on this line. The question that I am high on, though, and I hope we don't wreck this kid, and that's Trey Zoom, man. Shout out to the Texas A&M.
He's a pick that has a little bit of interest for Zune. Seems like a smart dude with a lot of upside. That was kind of a discount pick.
So far from what I've heard out of camp, and the fact that he's legitimately fighting for a position, starting position at that, I'm excited.
Yeah. Some intrigue for following his development.
See, and I have a feeling we had some of that in the rookies last year, but who knows where their confidence, ability. I mean, we all know who their coach was last year in terms of direct coach as far as offensive line, so you definitely don't expect anything coming out of that. But, it is a little troubling that you don't hear much about those guys. And you're hearing about this kid more so than
Rogers.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, you do hear a little bit, but I don't think you hear as much of an upside type.
As Zune. Yeah, Zune seems to stand out as far as his, I guess his skill combined with knowledge of the game and experience, whereas Rogers and Grant are kind of upside players who lack that maybe game smarts and experience. So it's kind of interesting. It seems we really did get a discount on Zune. Like he might have been viewed by teams as difficult to slot into a specific role, therefore less easy to justify drafting.
Right. And for us, we need so much.
Yeah, wherever he ends up is good.
Wherever he ends up is Gucci.
Yeah, right.
100%. So I'm very, very intrigued. I'm very happy with what's going on there. And the fact that they are giving him some confidence. Because again, these are things that, you know, a lot of people don't understand, man. It's hard to get your name brought up in anything in terms of sports at this level, let alone college, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, to get your name in anything in college, at least when I was growing up, that was really, really hard to do. I didn't get a whole lot of interviews, and right, you know, I got my fair share, don't get me wrong, but that's a hard thing to do. You got to remember, you are no longer in your respective city / town / even state. It's a national thing at the big boy level. So for him to be getting this confidence is huge. Like, and that's the stuff I read into, which is why I'm curious and a little concerned about the previous guys in terms of the pre-rookies from last year. And if they just get swallowed up. Right. I mean, this could easily be so overwhelming. Right, just when they thought they knew what was going on, and the rug kind of got pulled from under them, and you know, good old dad Peter is no longer here, and now you got your little brother. In terms of Clint Kubiak, the young kid that's gonna put his foot in your ass. I'm just gonna call it like it is. Like, that's just what's about to happen, and that's gonna be tough for people to deal with. You know, right? We've all heard the stories. They gotta earn the shield. This, you know, practices, I can promise you, aren't easy. So, just food for thought, ladies and gentlemen, because again, I think you're hearing about Trey Zune for a reason, and I think you're not hearing about some of these other rookies for a reason.
Yeah, Zune could find his way right into a tackle spot. Like, he's not really limited to just
100%. Right tackle like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that high right now on
Glaze.
On Glaze, I like Glaze, but just his feet seem a little clunky, and I feel like he was really, I guess, hyped up during his rookie year, unjustifiably. So just kind of seeing how it plays out, kind of not having too high expectations for Glaze, and allowing the door to be open to competition, someone taking his spot.
Is it possible he gets moved to guard?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I mean, you said clunky feet, so that scares me a little bit. I'll be honest, I didn't shoe him in for right guard, but at the same time, because of the lack of depth, I haven't even thought about anything else. Right? Like, we need more. We already need a left tackle as it is. You know, y'all know how I feel about Colt. Colton is he's just an accident waiting to happen. So
yeah, and same with JPJ. Whoever's behind him has to be able to play at any moment's notice.
Exactly. And these are all big, huge holes. I mean, like, ginormous holes that will not allow you to move forward until they're patched. Right? There's no way around it. Yep, that's good old TikTok letting us know. At least they haven't booted me, right? At least they have not booted me. This is the first time in a long time. But yeah, I don't know. I like what's going on with Trey. Zune.
Yeah, that was legitimately an upside pick for sure. That I agree with.
Sure. Now my question is, who does everyone think truly is the most important addition of this offseason? And I'm asking this and keeping it in the same context because I actually do believe this was the biggest pickup and the biggest win, if you will, as far as the addition of the offseason. And I'll just come flat out and say we're sticking with the line. We're in the middle of the line, and it just so happens to be the dude that is in the middle. Tyler Linderbaum. I mean, he's the most important position offensively on the field right now. Even more so than Kirk Cousins, Ashton Janty, Brock Bowers, however you want to look at it. He's the general. It's going to fall on him, period, as to how this team rallies and has any kind of an offense, whether it's a running game, protection, and just anything that makes sense. Who do you think, you know what I mean, is the biggest addition in terms of offseason? So I'm sure plenty will say Mendoza, right? There's all kinds, but I'm going with Tyler. What you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's got to be him. He's getting paid the big bucks. He's got to step up.
He is. And that's the other big piece that I think he's more than ready and capable of. I don't think you'll see what you saw these last few years in terms of our offensive center play, which is nothing short of just horrible. Yeah, I got so tired of seeing Andre James get his behind pushed in.
Andre James was a legitimate pylon. You could either go around him or through him. You had options.
It was so bad. It was so bad watching that guy.
As for Linderbaum, I'm not particularly thrilled about paying him what he's getting paid, but at the same time, I am happy that he's a true workhorse style player who's going to do nothing but work and grind and make it happen, and there'll be no drama and no hurting the team culture. He's going to do what's right by the team, it seems. So even though he's coming in from another organization, he's kind of got that character upside that he's going to do what's right. So if you have to pay a guy, it might as well be that style of player. Your audio, Turf? I can't hear. But I cannot hear. No audio.
How about?
I can hear you now.
Awesome. All right. We're good. We're back. We're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're straight. I think we're good.
Cool.
Technical difficulties are over. I hope. Yeah, I think we're good. All right. Back to where we were.
Yes.
We were talking about
Linderbaum kind of being the key to the offensive line and how his expectations are very high, but it seems like he's the right guy to have high expectations for.
Thanks, Zach. Appreciate you, bro. No, I agree. I think he is going to be the light and shining armor, and no one's going to notice it, right? It's going to be everything else that's working, and Ashton, Brock, right? And they're not going to understand where it really comes from. So Tyler Linderbaum, I'm giving you your props already. You have to literally lay an egg in order for me to not be on your side, sir. So, yeah, good luck to you. Hey, I've seen things happen. So,
yeah, he's getting paid the big bucks, but
he's getting
at least
paid
he's
the
not
money.
rubbing it in our face.
Correct. All right, so Turf Health. Raiders first downs. Turf Health. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Turf Health. I hope I'm good. I don't know what that means, but appreciate you, Raiders first downs. We're moving into this part that I always talk about. I don't have a choice. I can't help it. It's the running back position, ladies and gentlemen. It's the RB position. Ashton Jeanty in the run game. Is Jeanty about to explode in Kubiak's offense? Right? And, how much is this going to change the run game, right? And will the Raiders finally establish the old school physical dominance in the running game that we've been known for decades? What's your thoughts on this, man? And I'm going to hit you with the big one right off the rip. Chat, go in. Is Jeanty a top 5 NFL running back this season? That's the question.
That's yeah. I mean, he should be based on where we selected him, but I don't think he will. I think the big advantage we have right now is that we actually have competition for him. So if he does play well, hopefully it's because his teammates are bringing out the best in him. And I think guys like Hemby and Washington ought to get fair looks. So Jeanty will have to really ball out to keep them off the field, and that's a good thing for us.
Yes, and that's the key. You just hit it right on the head. And that is, you got people right behind you ready to take your spot. Hey, I am a Hemby believer. I'm just telling you, look, I'll put it to y'all this way. There's no way in hell we keep every running back we have.
Someone's getting cut.
Someone's. Well, I wouldn't even say they're getting cut. Someone's going somewhere. Someone's going somewhere. I'd be shocked if we keep all 3 of those guys. And don't get me wrong, we'll keep them this year, maybe. But after this year, there's no way. There's no way. One of them 2 are going somewhere else.
Well, I like Hemby. I'm kind of uncertain about Washington, and Jeanty still has to prove himself, but Hemby's kind of got a bit of underdog being the UDFA. I think he's an easy guy to root for because he has that championship pedigree, and he's going to be bringing the right approach to playing the position and help shape that running back room in a positive way. Whereas a guy like Washington may be a little more risk.
Absolutely. Washington is the enigma that
a true wild card for sure.
Yes, that no one is really, really comprehending. And it can go both ways on the spectrum, if you will. It can go to where Ashton Jeanty becomes the worst number 6 pick of all time because he's non-existent. Or it can go, Ashton Jeanty was picked at the right spot, because this kid didn't work out at all. It can go both ways. And it can go in between. I personally don't think it'll go bad or negatively. But I can't guarantee it'll go positively because I don't think that Kubiak has what's necessary in order for this offensive line to really click just yet. And we're still trying to fill holes in, you know what I mean, throughout this camp. Like, that should have already been done. That's the thing that, you know, when I knew it was my offensive line coming back, I knew I was having a good year. Let's just be honest, right? And that's not the case. It's a big question mark, man. So, and I think Washington is part of that big question mark because it can be so hit or miss, man. You give the guy a foot, it's over. You know?
Yeah, game-breaking speed. It just has to have the window to make it happen, and that requires the offensive line doing their thing.
There you go. It's a little bit of caveat to all of it from that respect, and
yeah, he runs a little upright. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to physically endure the hits in the NFL, because I think guys will get their lick in on him trying to break a big one. No one's gonna want him running 60 on them. They're gonna be sure to put their head in there.
And that's the thing, man. I don't think people understand. I was watching Nightcap. Shout out to those guys. And, you know, obviously...
Nightcap, that's Ocho Cinco and
yeah. And the basketball guy, what is his name?
Oh, right. He's he's on there as a staple
too. Yeah. He was talking about being a tight end. But at 6'9", you are going to absolutely get murdered.
Yeah, maybe a red zone threat where you're protecting yourself, just like catching it out the back of the end zone, but yeah,
and you're
some
not
risk anywhere else on the field.
Yeah, you're not going to want to take those hits.
No, guys,
this, man. It is Joe Crawford, isn't it? I think it is Crawford? Joe Crawford.
Yeah.
It is. It is ISO Joe Crawford, man. Shout out to ISO Joe Crawford, you know, Ocho and Hunk.
Yeah, they've been on YouTube doing that show for a while now.
That's, absolutely. Yeah, I adore the show. Yeah, I absolutely adore the show. I don't get to watch as much as I'd like. Right, they're on all the time. Every night. Yeah, it's
a live streaming. Whenever they can, they do it.
Yeah, every day. So, but you know, listening to Mr. Crawford talk about playing tight end, you know, and that's usually always the number one position that, you know, these basketball dudes think about playing.
They could carve out a role.
You know, but they don't understand. You're too big of a target. You will quit.
Some of these basketball players, I would plug in at QB. Like, remember Allen Iverson and such?
Well, Allen Iverson, I feel like we may have been robbed.
Of quality quarterbacking.
Of one, he could have been an all-time great from what I saw.
Yeah, if he could have been in the playoffs and had that stage, no telling what would happen.
What I saw in Hampton? Hey, and my homeboys went to Hampton University. My quarterback from high school. Shout out to Bayless Pruitt. I actually work with Bayless today at Hard Rock Digital, which is, wow, that's how I got the job, with referral. But yeah, my quarterback, man. He was fortunate enough to see AI playing high school.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they were there. He's at Norfolk State. Yeah, oh, man. Or excuse me, Hampton. My bad. He was at Hampton, not Norfolk State. I did have homies go to Norfolk State too. But yes, long story short, he may have been better in football than basketball. And in fact, I would say he was better in football than basketball. Period. I'm just going to say it. In high school, I saw film on both sides. He was by far, in my opinion, better at football and playing the quarterback position than he was at basketball in high school. And that's scary. That's scary. Like, bro, are you kidding me? I feel like we got a little bit robbed there. Yeah, I am an AI fan, obviously, for several reasons. I love that he bucked the system and made him change the game. You know what I mean? He is the reason people started wearing cornrows, plaits, right?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say he's perhaps underrated by today's basketball fan because he didn't get the championships, but
Yes.
he's the kind of player who really brought the game of basketball to an international audience. Like he made the sport incredibly cool and entertaining, and people felt compelled to watch, like from China and what have you.
Everywhere.
Right. So
Everywhere.
you don't have to be like the Michael Jordan or the Tom Brady to leave a mark on a sport. You can be Allen Iverson and make it relevant to countries that that those great players weren't able to break into. Like he did something unique and special. He made the game accessible to a wider audience.
Yes. And as you saw what DK just posted, AI was one of one, period. Let alone add the size part, and now you're literally talking one of one. But he was just one of one, period. Add that size piece at the end of it, ladies and gentlemen, and you're really talking about something we probably won't ever see.
Yeah, and he played during the toughest part of the sport.
The toughest part of it all. That man saw the floor.
He would have destroyed today's game.
Oh, Jesus. Are you kidding me?
He'd been shooting free throws, record amounts of free throws.
Basketball and football, he would be killing it right now because of the lack of physicality. It would just, he would just,
all the rules would benefit him and both.
Everything would benefit Allen Iverson. Shout out to Allen Iverson, man. If you really want to treat yourself, go watch some of his high school football tape, ladies and gentlemen. It's out there. One of my all-time favorite high school players. Period. So, but yeah, I don't know if we answered. I'm going to answer it, and I already know people are going to, you should know my answer, and I know people are going, surface hate. No, Ashton Jeanty is not a top 5 running back this season. I don't see it. We have too many questionable holes in the offensive line. The water's leaking. We don't know how that's going to shore up. And we have no number 1 wide receiver. There's no way. There's no way you're going to get me to believe that he's going to be a top.
I mean, on the flip side, the league has gone the direction of less and less workhorses and cowbell players. Like, it's so running back by committee that it's not that hard to get top 5 if you're the only guy and the only show in town, like compared to just a few years ago even.
And I mean, he got the lion's share last year.
He did,
It didn't go well. I mean, he averaged 3 point something to carry.
Yeah, there was few flashes, but it was not inspiring play overall
at all. And I constantly tell people I don't want to hear anything in terms of this whole offensive line garbage. It is such a scapegoat, dude.
But Jeanty would acknowledge that he wouldn't be blaming the offensive line, that he could do better and just needs the opportunities and will prove everyone that he can do better.
Right. And that was the thing. That I'll give him the credit for that. His whining and crying and complaining was for the opportunity. It wasn't that, I don't have an offensive line.
No, it's just he needs the opportunity.
The fans did that.
Yeah, true.
And for me personally, I'm going to continue to keep preaching this until I'm blue in the face, whatever you want to call it. Find me a legendary running back that cared about an offensive line. Just find me one. Just find me one running back that was like, if my offensive line, just find me one. And find me one that didn't do well because of their offensive line. Just find me one. I guarantee you they average more than 4 yards a carry. There are just things that are unforgiving, ladies and gentlemen. You're talking to a running back. I've never not averaged 4 yards a carry. I don't care I didn't make it to the league. I don't care I didn't make it to Power 5. I still never not averaged less than 4 yards a carry. Period. Period. And if I did, I'd take myself out. That's just the standard for a running back. That's the standard. Like that. That's what you have to do in order to keep your spot is 4 yards a carry. That's not something that you're shooting for. That's the bare ass minimum, ladies and gentlemen. And this kid did not produce that. And all y'all want to do is give him excuses.
That was my benchmark for a successful season, was not total yards, it was efficiency. What would he do with his touches, and could he keep it above, 4 yards? And if he could, then even if it was under 1,000 yards in the season, I would have been viewing it as a successful
exactly outcome. And that's the point that I think people really need to comprehend. Because it doesn't matter. I don't care where you go back in history. There's no running back worth their salt that didn't average 4 yards a carry. And it didn't matter what type of offensive line they had. You've never heard it. You've never heard it. Am I wrong here? This is the first time an elite, quote unquote, running back is getting love in terms of how bad the offensive line was. And the truth is, we didn't have the worst offensive line. I'm sorry. I hate to let y'all know that. There's no way on the planet Earth you're going to get me to believe that.
Oh, I can think of an elite running back with under 4 yards a carry rushing average over his career.
Who?
Jerome Bettis.
Oh, the bus!
Yeah, he was a short yardage specialist. So that was his niche, was a few yards.
But you want to know the wildest? It's so funny It's so funny you bring up the bus. You want to know why?
Why?
The bus had no intentions of playing NFL football. I literally threw a clip around. And this is even the funnier thing is my boy that I grew up with, Baroni Richardson, Dr. Tom Baroni Richardson, well-known doctor, graduated from Notre Dame. He brought Jerome Bettis to Connecticut. I'll never forget it. He played soccer the same time he was playing football. And long story short is there's a clip going around. This dude had no intentions of going to the NFL. Period. I know it doesn't even sound right, but there's a clip. And if you hear it, you'll see him. He's just geeking out. Like, he's in rooms with these Pro Bowlers. Like, he's like, man, I never in a million years, I didn't even want to play football. Like, that it just wasn't even a thing. And that's how he ended up, man. So, dude, I'm a big-time Jerome Bettis fan. You're right. I wouldn't expect his average.
He was a true power runner. Like, he wasn't going for yards. He was going for, I guess, punishment for the
nickname
other
is
team.
the bus. Well, like, hey, what bus do you know is going for anything athletically? Like,
as long as he gets the touchdown, he's happy. That's the main.
Shout out to Raiders Unleashed in the building. Appreciate you for coming through, and hope you enjoy the show. I know it sounds The Cleveland Browns had a worse offensive line than we did by grades. By eye test, I think they had a worse offensive line as well. But I know one thing. I didn't hear Mr. Judkins crying and complaining. And I guarantee you, previous to his injury, he was over 4 yards a carry and had a worse line. Some would even say worse quarterback. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot to go there. So yeah.
I'll check Judkins' average. He was 3.6 yards.
Judkins?
Average.
Yeah, exactly. And he had better stats. I think Ashton was 3.4. Like something like that.
He had 7 touchdowns, which was pretty nice.
Exactly.
And actually, quite a few receiving.
Bro, trust me.
26 passes.
Trust me, Judkins definitely looks and is a better running back, in my opinion, than Ashton Janty. It's not even a question. Me.
And the offense, like, everyone knew that if Cleveland was going to win, it was through running the ball.
Yes, dude, I don't think anyone understands how bad Cleveland's offensive line. All right, Raiders Unleashed. The young man beats Josh Jacobs' rookie record for total yards, who had the 14th best offensive line in the NFL. I don't understand what more he needs to do. What more he needs to do is this, and this is why you can't understand it, Raiders Unleashed. He was picked at 6. He was the 6th player off the board in the first round. That means guaranteed elite, game changer, overnight. And that is not what he did at all. What more he needed to do with being the number 6 pick at running back at that, because no running back should be getting drafted in the top 5, 6 picks. It's just not, the value isn't there. Again, you're talking to a running back. So before you start with all of that nonsense, you're talking to a running back. You're talking to one. And the value ain't there. You don't pick a running back at 6 unless he's that guy. He's got to be the dude. He's got to be the number 1. There's no question that he will be a every down back. And we just turned around in the 4th round and drafted another running back on top of getting another undrafted free agent guy that could potentially start in half of the teams in this league. It's telling you something. I don't...
Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah, I know.
But the rookie rushing record, too, is like it's... averages are probably more important than the total yards, because games versus 17 games.
Right, and that's the other thing. A question for you, Unleashed. Do you think he was in the top 10 overall for amount of touches? How many other running backs you think got more touches than Ashton Jeanty with this so-called amount of yards that you feel is competent? Because I'm telling you right now, being picked at number 6 in the NFL, those numbers are not competent at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. You know, not even a little bit. Again, Raiders Unleashed. So is Ashton's fault being picked at 6, knowing they didn't have an offensive line to run the ball like they wanted, are the coaches? You're making more points that make more sense to this side of the fence. Everyone already knew he had no business being picked at 6. So why'd you pick him? Let alone knowing that you didn't have an offensive line, you didn't have any weapons, you didn't have anyone wide. You don't have anything for this.
We both know we picked him because of Pete Carroll.
Exactly. He had a flashback. I got Marshawn Lynch. I need Marshawn Lynch back in order to win this thing.
Yeah.
Everyone knows this, and that's the problem with these. This is the problem with people that really want to have conversations about ball. Because everyone gets in their feelings about how they feel about a player. I don't care if it was Bo Jackson. You don't pick him at 6. Not in today's NFL world. You don't. You know how many offensive linemen? Dude, we're sitting here complaining about the offensive line. We have hole after hole after hole. How many offensive linemen?
We've passed on a lot of
them. We've passed on so many solid linemen that will be in the league for a decade. Solid. Ain't going nowhere. Guaranteed. You ain't got to worry about it. And we picked the running back. That's 6. Don't get it twisted. I am a Jeremiah Love fan. And in fact, I would have picked his ass like the Cardinals did. But guess what?
Yeah, you say all that, but you would draft him.
and guess what? When it don't work out, because there's just so much more going on and they needed a whole lot as well.
Yeah.
They're going to go back and revisit this as well. It doesn't mean that Jeremiah Love isn't a great running back. I guarantee you he does way better than Ashton Jeanty his rookie season. Still not going to matter. Still not going to matter. They have no quarterback. I don't even want to start going down that line. But yes, that's the problem, man. That's the problem. Yeah, so now you're saying they picked him for the same reason they picked Mendoza. So clearly you don't understand the running back situation, bro. You don't understand the world of the running back. What's the average years of a running back in the NFL? Unleashed. What is the average lifespan of a running back in the NFL? I'd love to hear what you have to say, because I don't think you understand.
I'll mention this because we were talking about it. Jerome Bennett's played 12 years. A solid football.
Hell yeah, the bus was the real deal. He was a feature back.
Yeah, 1,000 yards.
Come out the game.
Seasons every year for 15-game schedule.
The bus didn't come out the game, bro.
No, hard-earned yards.
You are so wrong, brother. You are so wrong. You are so wrong. 5 years is way too much. Try 3. The average lifespan of a running back in the NFL is 3 years, my dude. 3. And that's when you don't run them into the ground. Ashton Jeanty was already the 7th most touching running back of the league his rookie season. Again, another stat. You think he's going to just keep doing this? Look at what happened to Josh Jacobs. We ran him into the ground. You don't remember that? That year that he had all of the rookie record, or not rookie, but he had records and things that you're referring to in terms of this whole rookie thing. You're wasting it on what, bro? Again, you just said it. He had one of the best rookie years of his, right? For what? What did the Ravens get out of that? Absolutely nothing. Because he had no business being picked, bro. He had no business being picked. Again, the same thing with Mendoza. You don't even have an offensive line, buddy. You're still looking for guards and tackles. And you just paid the center out the wazoo to where it's really going to cause you problems down the line in order to pay other. Like, are you not comprehending that this stuff really, really matters, man? You don't pick people off feelings, and just because he reminds you of Marshawn Lynch, and you're going back to your days of when you were in the Super Bowl. And that's exactly what we did. Exactly. Most running backs do not make it to their second contract. So here you are picking one at 6, and he'll be done in 2 more years. Done. If he can even walk. You talking about he had this, he had the 7th most carries to do that. Which ain't even, I don't even know why it's even worth mentioning that 3.4 yards a carry. It's crazy. It's crazy talk to me. You'll get 2-3 more years at best out of him, and then what? It was nice. While all those other linemen that will be in the league for another decade sit and hold an anchor while we trying to still find more linemen. We passed 5, 6, 7 of them up. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry, I don't mean to take over the show with my
I was pro lineman, as you know, when we took Jeanty, I liked McMillan, Tetero McMillan, but also the lineman.
Membu? Was it Membu?
Yeah.
Yeah, Membu.
Yeah.
Any top lineman, any top 10 lineman, bro. Any of them. I know it's not the sexy pick. I know it's not what people want to see.
Well, after the lines we've had, that would have been sexy pick.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand where I don't get it. This is the stuff I don't get. Like, okay, great. You got a running back. He's not going to do anything for your team for the next 3 years that matters. And then he's going to be washed up and done. Good job on spending that pick on a running back. I don't get your logic. I'm really curious to know where you come from with this Raiders Unleashed. Because, seriously, I mean, if we were ready for him, I get it. No different than Mendoza. If we were ready for him, I get it. We're not ready for either of these two dudes.
We got an interesting comment here from DK. He's saying that he doesn't think Spytech was in on Jeanty.
Yes.
I don't know. Spytech certainly backed Jeanty, but I do believe that it was Pete Carroll kind of leading the charge on it.
Yes. Yep. So I'm going off of feelings. The fact that no other person in their right mind would pick a running back at 6, just based on today's NFL and the value at that pick. I'm in my feelings? You're talking to a running back. You don't even make sense, Unleashed.
Well, which running back drafted in the modern era would you take at 6 in that situation?
None.
Even an Adrian Peterson?
No. The value's not there when you have the amount of holes we have. If you're talking about a team that's already set, that's a whole entire different ballgame.
Yeah.
We don't even have a number one wide receiver, bro. We don't even have a number one wide receiver. Let alone our guards. We don't even know who our guards are. Like, this is wild. It's wild to me that people think like this, and I'm in my feelings because the position that I love, that's near and dear to my heart, that I actually have literally taken years off of my life playing. Running back. It's gotten me everything you see, my whole entire life. And I just decide to want to wake up someday and act like it don't matter, I guess. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you, Raiders Unleashed. Again, like I say, if you really think I'm in my feelings, bro, this saying definitely goes. It's said way too much, but I'm going to say you don't know ball if you think that I'm in my feelings talking about picking Ashton Janty at 6 as a person that loves running back more than pretty much most of the people you're ever going to be around. Like, I'm just telling you, you've completely lost it. So
I mean, Unleashed, his rebuttal is that Gibbs was drafted by Detroit when they weren't ready, but I think Detroit had a pretty solid line.
They had everything. You're crazy. They had the best backfield in the league with Gibbs and Montgomery. Why do you think they made it so far? They drafted him perfectly. He was the perfect fit. They needed exactly him. Where are you? And they clearly got as far as they were going to get with him in his prime years, if you will. That's crazy.
I think they had Swift at that time, didn't they? When they drafted Gibbs.
And they traded, yes, because they knew they were traded, I believe. They knew they were going to trade and get other pieces that they needed. And that's the thing. Bro, it's impossible. It's almost impossible to get all your pieces that you need. You're always robbing Peter to pay Paul, and you pay for that shit in the back end. Somehow, some way.
It's always a trade-off.
It's always a trade-off. Always a trade-off. You can't say no person in their right mind will pick up running back at 6 when they just took one at 3rd or 4th in this draft. And guess what? Those people are going to be clowned just as much as we have been and are. And it's all going to be valid because you don't pick a running back at this place for value. Not today's league, Unleashed. Let alone what your team looks like.
I mean, I think I would still be tempted to take a few running backs top 5, like Adrian Peterson.
Where at though? Where's your team at? Where's your team at?
Well, true. It all depends on.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Where's your team at?
If I had a somewhat competent offense, I would still take an Adrian Peterson or a Gibbs or a Barkley. Top 5, or even and
for the record, you're naming running backs, Raiders Unleashed, that I think are the elite running backs and the best in the business today. In terms of Gibbs and Robinson, those are dudes that actually, yes, those are the ones you argue for, not Ashton Janty. And I'm sorry, I don't.
And you would have Love up there with those two?
I would have Love up there as well. Absolutely, I think Love is a better running back than Ashton Janty, 100%. And again, I don't know why people think I'm hating. I don't know. Like, I don't get it. Like, dude, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I just don't think how you would think Jeremiah Love, who plays for Notre Dame, right, and play way better competition across the board, amounts to Ashton Janty coming out of the Mountain West, probably the worst division in college FCS. It just doesn't translate. Doesn't translate to me. And then that part, the game that translates for him doesn't bode well and keep longevity for the running backs, if you will, that have it. Once you get to the league, buddy, it's time to start running out of bounds and figuring out how to not take hits, not how to bounce off of them. It doesn't translate.
I would agree with that. The players who are able to reduce contact and not take too much punishment, but still time when they're dishing out punishment, they tend to be the long.
Thank you, DK. Exactly right, because it fills a hole. Membu fills a hole on the offensive line. He starts yesterday, and you're not complaining or wondering what the heck is going on. You pick McMillan, he's a number one wide receiver. He starts and plays right away. You're not questioning or wondering what's going on, right? You draft an Ashton Jeanty. The next year, you immediately go get another running back in the 4th round, and then you also get another running back undrafted. Why? Because you know you effed up. It don't even make sense, bro. It don't even make logical sense. It has nothing. I didn't play major competition in college. I don't know. Again, I'm not saying that automatically puts you somewhere. There are plenty of guys that have played Power 5 and did not translate. That's the whole point, my dude. There are so many people that play Power 5 and didn't translate. So what makes you think that these lesser divisions are going to translate and transfer to the NFL like that? It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't. I mean, we can argue this till both of us are blue in the face. The bottom line is the statistics are going to fall on my side every time. And it's because I'm not about my feelings. You're talking about a person that loves the running back position more than most. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you about that one, Raiders and Unleashed. That's some good clips, though, for me, because you got me worked up. Sorry, Pigs. I just took over the whole.
I reckon you'll be the first one to eat crow and acknowledge
100%
if he's doing the right stuff next season.
I will be the absolute first, because that is guaranteed going to be a segment for me next year. I don't care about. It was just rough last year. But the running, right? The running back situation.
Sure. Yeah.
Last year, I was supposed to do running back film every Tuesday, man.
And it was depressing.
Bro, and that's the other thing. You got guys telling me that Ashton Jeanty is elite, where I can pull at least 10 plays of him where he may have broken the back rib on his guard or tackle. Definitely didn't see the outside. Definitely didn't have the ability to hit where he needed to in order to get a home run because of his speed or lack thereof. Again, people think this kid is super fast. He runs probably a 4.5. That's very, 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 very different from a 4.3. Those 0.2 matter. A 1/10 matters. I don't know, man. I know you don't like what I'm saying. All I can tell you is get out your feelings and see it for what it is, man, because I'm not in mine. Hey, look, I love the running back position. I love running backs, period. It's what I am. I mean, through and through. And I have no problem admitting where when I see what I see is what I see.
Yeah, and this really is an exciting time for the running back position because of all the competition. We just haven't had that literally in as long as I can remember. So as far as grading running back performances, this season is going to stand out more important than others. So you should bring that segment back, the running back breakdown. I'm
so excited for it. I think this year is going to be big for running backs. Mm-hmm. You know, the league has been creating to where wide receivers, right, have been the ones benefiting, but I think you're going to start to see a shift again. And a lot of it has to do with the speed. It's the speed of running backs today, fellas. I'm just telling you, it's different.
And linebackers getting smaller is opening the door to running backs of smaller packages having more success.
And less need for space, more space, right? You know, and that's the thing. Again, that's where you're going to start to see the shift. You're going to start to see the shift where the players that have the speed and the ability to hit things are just going to look different. I'm telling you, it's going to look different, and you're not going to understand it if you're not listening and paying attention to what people are trying to tell you. Because I'm telling you right now, there's no way that Ashton Jeanty has the speed of a Mike Washington Jr. And it's going.
You reckon Hembe has similar speed to Jeanty?
He's got better speed than Jeanty.
Oh, really?
Jeanty is actually the slowest dude on the team outside of Lobby. Yes. Even Collier runs a 4.46 or something like that. Look, I've done my homework, man. I've done my homework. Shout out to DK, because you are absolutely correct. 805 and Severe have so many plays where Jeanty reads the play wrong, and it doesn't hit the right hole. Pause is necessary. Look, when I see one, and that's the part that's weird to me. Like, why do you think I want us to have drafted a bad running back, or I'm wanting to be negative towards this guy? I don't understand Raider fans' logic when it comes to real Raider fans that like really, really Raider. Like, you again, Unleashed, and I've seen you plenty of times. In fact, I'm pretty sure you're somebody I might even know in person based on being at the games. Like, I'll put my money where my mouth is, bro. That's the other part. That's why I say I know I have a right to talk about every and anything, the amount of money I spend. Like, you see all of this, let alone everything else that's documented. I ain't just some dude out here just talking to be talking. My money is where my mouth is. So, I mean, you can miss me with this whole feeling stuff. That's part of the problem. Everybody's all in their feelings because of how they feel about something, as opposed to being real about what you have, man. And the bottom line is we picked a running back that's not elite at 6, at least not right now.
And going back to Raiders Unleashed's comment about the Lions not being ready when they drafted Gibbs, they had arguably the best O-line in the league.
In the league! Bro,
like, that O-line there was nothing really competing with it. They had Decker, who is elite. They had Ragnow, All-Pro. Sowell, future Hall of Famer. Pro Bowler and Jonah Jackson, and veterans, Glasgow and Bate. Anyways, 2023 was a very good year for the Lions O-line.
It was amazing. I don't understand what this guy is saying. Raiders Unleashed. That was one of the most ass-backward comments I've ever heard in my life. They had Montgomery. They had everything. What do you mean they weren't ready for Gibbs? I don't understand that. Even Bijan Robinson. You don't need much to be ready for Bijan Robinson offensively. Again, he is an elite running back. Straight up. Don't come off the field first, second, third down. That is not Ashton Jeanty, bro. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
At what draft slot would Jeanty have been good value for you in that class?
Right at the bottom of the top 10, top 15. Right at the bottom. 10, 12, perfect. Same thing for Love. There's no reason you should be drafting Jeremiah Love at 3rd. That is absurd. True. That's absurd.
That was an absurd pick.
That is absurd. That is absolutely insane. That is basically saying I don't care about money as an owner. I just want what I like because I feel a certain way.
Fair, yeah. Well, I think the Cardinals in some ways are buying fans with that selection because Love is gonna be electric. So
and that's the thing. And I think again that's where it goes because y'all are proving it to me. You guys are proving it to me. We picked a running back at 6. He should have been the best running back of that class. Period. Hands down. It shouldn't even be a question. There shouldn't even be tape. There shouldn't even be a comment that somebody found tape when you draft a running back at 6. And it's just not the case with him. He can't even block, bro. He can't even pass block. He can't even pass block. Dude. I don't know. Hey, I just think you out of your league on this one, Raiders Unleashed. I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Well, this will be a very interesting season to see how it shakes out. And I think that coverage, specifically spotlighting the running back, is going to be a really big deal.
Bro, if you would have put Bijan on the Detroit Lions team, because I think he's better than Gibbs. I think Bijan is probably the best in the business right now. He's one of the best in the business, right? As far as the young guys, right? You still clearly have your Saquon Barkleys, right? You still clearly have some guys, but I'm telling you right now, it ain't many other dudes I'm talking about outside of Bijan Robinson. And I saw him up close and personal here at UT, and I'm just telling you, bro, I've seen both of them dudes play. Bijan and Ashton. I don't even understand how you would even fix your mouth to think they're the same. They're not in the same class. They're not in the same class. It's not even close. Nope. You got tier 1. Janty ain't it. I don't know why that bothers people so bad. Seriously, I don't know.
I think people are bothered because they feel Janty hasn't gotten a fair shake yet, and until he's gotten a full season under a competent offense, then it's hard to write him either way.
And that's how you know that I'm a running back, because guess what? There's not a running back on the planet that's going to feel that way. I'm just telling you that right now. There's no running back on the planet that is A, going to stick his offensive line out, and B, blame anybody for running for less than 4 yards of carry other than themselves.
Yeah, and to his credit, he hasn't thrown his offensive line under the bus, despite probably being justified.
I agree. Absolutely. He has not. He has not thrown anybody under the bus. The only problem I had with Ashton Janty was he clearly had this aura. You could tell that he was Peter's boy. It was obvious. You know, the whole Chip Kelly deal with the stance. I mean, my Michael Myers, right? That in itself, like, he pouted about that till he could get his way. It still didn't help his game. Still didn't help his game. You know, like, remember all that? And this is how you know. This is how you already know. When people start making excuses for a guy like that, especially being drafted at 6. Oh, well, they're not letting him in the stands. Oh, his offensive line is bad. Oh, he doesn't have a quarterback. Oh, he doesn't have again, name me any other running back that had to deal with any of that. Because I'm telling you, they're never going to do it. They're never going to say it. It's never going to come out of their mouth. And their actions are going to speak louder than their words. Right? That's just... it's the way it goes as a running back, my dude. Your actions speak louder than your words. Don't nobody care about all that woofing. It's that yards per carry, that yak, right? That's what people want to talk about as the running backs. So that's where we at with it. I'm definitely not in my feelings. I'm definitely not a hater of any running back for that matter. It is and has been my life. So you can miss me with that one, Raiders Unleashed. So we'll go with this one. So Ashton Janty's stats this year had nothing to do with the worst coach offensive line, with having 2 offensive coordinators, which Robinson and Gibbs did not have. Having bad quarterback play. Again, you're making excuses. Do you hear yourself? Did Ashton Janty even make these excuses for himself? You're making excuses for a quote-unquote elite player. If that's not jarring your brain and telling you, maybe I should think about what I'm doing here. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to tell you, son. I real talk, like, You're making excuses for a quote unquote elite running back. Yep, I got you. I got you, Sack, because that's exactly where we were going next. I promise you, dude. You know how hard it is, and you knew we were going to have to talk about this. Luckily, we still got a little bit of time. Hopefully, I don't put pigs to sleep by me and my rants, because I am ranting.
No, we can touch on this next subject. This is
defense. Yeah, because, hey, well, that was the next segment. I swear to goodness, man. I should share it. New look defense. Focus players. We got Quay Walker, right? Nakobe Dean, Traden Stoops, Teron Johnson, Jermod McCoy, and Kieran Crawford. So,
Kwity Paye as well. That's
yes, yep, Kwity Paye, and hey, and you say that, and I've been hearing some good words about Kwity Paye recently in terms of camp. So. So yeah, let's talk about it, Zach. What do we feel about our defensive line? You go first. I've been rambling, man.
Yeah, well, it's it's good we got Tyree Wilson out of here. That's addition by subtraction. I think it's going to allow the unit to take on a new character because I think a lot of guys were expecting Tyree Wilson to step into a leadership role, given to where he was drafted and the expectations he had for him. That just didn't happen. So now that he's out of here, that's kind of given more breathing room for other guys to step into that role and take ownership of the line and ownership of the defense ultimately, because that's tone setting. And guys like Kwity Paye, Quay Walker, these are tone setting style players. Nakobe Dean, like these are guys that are going to make a big hit and set the tone for the whole game. And that we weren't getting that from Tyree Wilson. So it's a breath of fresh air. We finally got some guys in here that will give the team some identity through the style of play.
Guys, we went from worst to first with the linebacker group. Hands down, no question on paper, we have the best defensive linebacking group in NFL football, if you ask me personally.
It depends on how you value different traits in a linebacker, but I value toughness and camaraderie and kind of the buy-in that these two players will have coming from the Bulldogs, the Georgia Bulldogs. Like these guys will be able to sacrifice to make it happen, and
100%
get respect.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. But to be honest, my fear is exactly where Sack is hitting, bro. And it's the defensive line. We still really don't have that centerpiece, right? You know what every 3-4 needs? A disruptor. A Jalen Carter, go figure. That's what every defensive line needs as far as the 3-4. I don't think we have that. Do we have that? I know we got Butler. I have not looked at. I believe we did pick up a D line.
Yeah, we got a guy right at the end, Cleveland.
Correct. Shout out. And I knew about that. And again, I don't know enough about him. I'll be honest.
Well, he's a late round pick. You don't typically have any expectations for anyone outside the top 5 rounds.
Bingo.
But nose tackle is kind of a unique position. So
it is very, very unique. You're either first or last, right? Like you said, you're in the top 5, right? Getting drafted top 10, or you're who knows where.
And every team's going to rank them differently based on their needs.
And it can work out for you still. It just depends. Like you say, there's a lot of caveats and factors, which...
Sacktown has faith in Lakitasi.
Yes, I see that. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. That dude is huge. Pause. His size alone is going to become a problem. And if they can get him playing without thinking,
those traits will be a handful for the...
That's the key. And that's the key. See, and this is where I do get excited for this team and this regime and these new guys, because I really believe that that's the type of mentality they will have. I don't think they're going to come in here with their agenda, right? And then now that's how everything moves forward. I think they're going to come in, they're assessing what they have, and they're going to play ball. You hear what I'm saying? And it should be a breath of fresh air. it's not going to matter because we don't have players yet. But we're going to find out the players we do have this season. And it's going to be a rough season. I mean, I've already said it. I see 4 wins. If we do play the way that they're saying, meaning that, hey, we're not going to try to force fit anything and play with what we have and let them fly, we possibly could get 2 more games, right, that we probably shouldn't have won to maybe get to 6 wins. But that is absolutely the ceiling. Guys, we are so far behind our division, let alone anywhere else. Like, seriously. I mean, thank God the Chiefs are having their problems. But if you saw dead in the water, there are still people that think the Chiefs are going to come out of the AFC. I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. And the problem I see defensively is the defensive line. We don't have the stuffer, the disruptor, right? And time will tell how the linebacking crew and then our very young secondary can handle all of this pressure. It's a lot of pressure on the defense to not have the line in order to create the pressure and then not have the secondary in order to cover. Like, that's a real problem. Yeah, that's a real problem. So I see us needing something else defensive line wise. We still have
yeah, as you mentioned, a disruptor, someone who can collapse the pocket and force the play outside.
Double team every play. Guaranteed double team.
Need to prove that. Tonka Hemingway. Yeah. Tonka Hemingway is good, but he's kind of light.
He's small. That's the problem, Sack. He's too small.
Great depth piece, though.
He's a little Tonka. He's a little Tonka. Yeah, you're right. I like him too. I like him too. But yeah, he's not going to be able to play a 3-4. Nah, I mean, maybe. I mean, hey, you never know. I mean, he wouldn't be the first to have a steroid episode. And the honest truth though is what I'm banking on. And Zach said is Lockie Thompson. I think that's going to be the guy that has to have some kind of breakthrough in order for us to win a couple of those games I'm referring to. It's going to be hard to win 6 games this year. Did anybody look at the schedule? Again, I am as objective as it comes, ladies and gentlemen. I used to be way too optimistic, right? Glass half full kind of guy. That was Turf. Previous to this year, those are the things you would have gotten, right? Now I'm more realistic. I'm just sorry. I can't keep playing this blind game of acting like I don't know what my eyes see. Can't do it anymore. And
you were very optimistic after game 1.
Oh God, right? Always, bro.
Right as it ended.
Oh God. Oh, I was in New England acting a fool. I was home.
Flying high, yeah.
Ecstatic. What? I was at home ecstatic, and you see what happened.
Yeah, the future was certainly bright at that point, and then got very dark very quickly.
Very dark, very.
The storm rolled in.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. We just don't have a lot of good players, and I don't think people understand that, and that's the problem.
We have a lot of young players, so they have to get their burn, they have to make their mistakes, get it out of their system, and develop quickly so that next year can be a viable push for playoffs. We're just kind of accepting this as a rebuild year.
Well, we have to. We're so far behind in so much. Yes, DK. The schedule is absolutely brutal, which is why it's hilarious to me that people are expecting something this year. Yeah, I've already got my games picked. Yeah, I'm going to New Orleans. Shout out to TRS, right? Severe, myself, Chris.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll all be in New Orleans for that game. Always go to the opener. Knock on wood. Hopefully nothing happens there.
Any other away games catch your interest?
You know, not
They're
off
playing
the
in
top.
Cleveland. They're playing in Cleveland this
And that, you know what? I need Cleveland for my bucket list.
Yeah, we talked about this last time. Cleveland is an interesting place too.
I have not been there for a football game.
And that was your dad's team, right?
That's Pop's team, man. It would be something. I know I could get Chris to go to that game with me. He's only a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I might have to do it, man, because it will check that off for me, man. And
they don't play there every year. It's pretty rare.
It is pretty rare, right? Yeah, and that's the thing, man. I do need to check that one off. I got
and
that.
I think that matchup would be exciting too because of the whole Shadur drama and the Raiders drama linked together.
And believe it or not, I'm probably gonna get some boos for this, but bro, I was a fan of Mr. Massage Man.
Oh yeah, right. Right.
We forget his name. Yeah, we can't even remember his name anymore. They done drag.
Well, I can see his face right now as you're saying.
Yeah, right. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
Shout out to Deshaun. But real talk, bro, how far the mighty have fallen from grace. If you think about when he was on, bro, he was on.
Oh yeah, he was the future for a while.
He was on.
But that was during a period of time the NFL was like giving away free yards. Like defense was not good then.
Right.
Defense got a lot better a few years later after that.
Yep.
Sacktown says he enjoyed Cleveland.
Yeah. I've heard good things about it, man. You know. I've heard good things about it. I gotta get there. It's Cleveland, it's Green Bay, and it's Jacksonville. Those are the
good spots. Green Bay,
those are the three that I haven't been to. So I got to get to those.
Get the nice weather in Jacksonville.
I mean, and that's the thing. Jacksonville kind of.
That's kind of your spot, isn't it? Like
Florida, and it's Florida. But that's the thing. Jacksonville is so far from South Florida. That's the problem. That's why I've never been.
Your family's all in the south.
It's south. It's all Miami and a little bit north of it, but that's it for the most part. Buffalo, bro. Buffalo is the joint. There's a lot of stadiums that I love. Y'all gonna hate this one. I love going to Kansas City, bro. I love going to Kansas City for football for the Raiders.
The fan experience.
Oh, it's nothing like it, bro. There is nothing like going to a Kansas City game against the Raiders. It's just nothing like it.
Energy is dialed
I can't even explain it. You can guarantee they're not selling their seats to you. Like, so you're going to be sitting by yourself. Like, dude, the first time I went, back in 2021, when they first opened up the Raiders Stadium, I literally didn't see a Raider fan within 30 seats in every direction from me where I sat.
Wow.
It was bad. And then that was the game I believe we got blew out. It was like 30-something to nothing in the first half. Yeah, it was crazy. But when the game is good, bro, that's the feeling in there, that sound, like Arrowhead Stadium, the decibels, I'm sure I've lost some hearing. That's all I can tell you. It is real. It is real. Yeah, it's real. New Orleans is one of my favorite places. Believe it or not, the one place I dubbed my favorite, and I've gone a few times, and I have to say it's definitely one of my all-time favorites. Dude, Indianapolis. The Colts, bro. The Colts and New Orleans. Both of those stadiums sit right downtown. to where you are close enough to everything. And my explanation is it feels like Fortnite, dude. Just get dropped off. You don't need an Uber, right? You don't need nothing. You can walk and roll around to everything you need to from right there.
It's a pretty safe city too, is it? For rolling around with a bit of a buzz.
I mean,
carefree.
It's safer than New Orleans, for sure.
For sure.
You know, I don't know if I would say roaming around New Orleans is a good thing drunk. But, yeah, those are two. Yeah, that's a risk. But those are my two most favorite, I would say, without a doubt. I love New York. Obviously, both teams play in the same stadium, but they do strip it really well. So you might actually really feel like you're not in the same stadium. Yeah, man, I hate SoFi. The dumpster fire called SoFi, that's the worst stadium I've ever been to in my life. Real talk.
Have you been to Minnesota?
Yes. I haven't been there. That's the fourth spot. That's the fourth spot that I've been, but not when the Raiders play, so I don't count it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't count it unless my Raiders are playing.
You've spent a lot of time in Minnesota, just not the Raiders function.
Dude, I've been to that stadium, by that stadium, around that stadium so many times now. You have no idea. My daughter's going to
be there when the Raiders are there.
Exactly. CJ Ham, which is a well-known fullback, right? Very few fullbacks in the league. He is a very well-respected athlete in Minneapolis. He is adored. I love him. Hell, he comes and supports the gymnastics team. So shout out to CJ Ham. Appreciate you for doing that, because clearly you don't have to. But yeah, dude, that stadium is sick. The stadium is beautiful.
Yeah, they invested a lot into their stadium and even their practice facilities and training facilities.
Yep.
That organization spent money.
Badass place to go. Yeah, Minneapolis in general, man, right? You got the Mall of America, you got the 10,000 lakes. The university itself is absolutely gorgeous. It's ginormous. Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoy going to Minneapolis. I know it like the back of my hand now. So, yeah, I get a lot of run on public transportation. I love public transportation, FYI. Again, another one that, hey, we need to catch up and go to, and that's Detroit, because that's right across the bridge for you, right? It's about a 5-6 hour drive, something like that.
Well, if I still had a car, 5-6
yeah.
Lost my car recently. A wide receiver of all people hit my car.
Damn.
He was a high school student, grade 12. Smoked it probably, like 8, 9 at night. After making a left, was probably going too fast, like 50, 60 kilometers. I don't know what that is in miles, but he was going too fast making a left and went wide and smoked my car, and it got written off by insurance. So now I have to get a new car.
That sucks. Oh, wow. DK Raiders. Haha, you going to LA. I met you at my first Raiders game before I knew who you were. That's dope, man. I do not do the dumpster fire called SoFi. You can go back to the very first video back in 2021, I believe. All you got to do is find a thumbnail with a dumpster on fire, and you will get an earful of why I don't do a $5 billion stadium that doesn't have air conditioning.
That's
just that alone.
Pretty ridiculous.
That alone. I don't know how you don't budget for an AC system in a $5 billion building. I'll never in life understand it. Never in life. So yeah, unfortunately, DK, it's gonna be hard to catch me there ever again. And I don't use the word ever. I might go to a tailgate, you know what I mean, and then go watch it and kick it and watch the game, somewhere outside of the stadium while in Cali. Because obviously, Cali is like a second home to me. Shout out to my Mesa Olis in San Diego, my JUCO. And all my homeboys, man, all my people. I got people from every avenue of California, northern, southern, central, all of it. So yeah, Cali is second home to me. I lived there a couple of times, man. I lived there for junior college, and then I lived there out of college. I took a job at a company called Alaris Medical Systems. Man, that's old school, way back. But yeah, man. So that's that's how I look at some of these stadiums. There's plenty more that I like. Detroit, like I say, Detroit is another. Oh, Detroit is amazing. Detroit, the city of Detroit, is amazing. I could go on and on about that city, considering where it came from. And I mean, you being close, I'm sure you probably as well remember when that place was in the dumps.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I mean, arguably still is relative to where it was. Like, at the time, Detroit was the greatest city in America.
It sure was back when the
car
industry.
Henry Ford was doing his thing.
Booming. And it's starting to get back. They've kicked up a lot, man.
It's turning up.
If I had to go back to the cold, Detroit would be a place I'd look at. I'm not gonna lie, the cost of living, right? Major cities. You can
Lots
get
of opportunity.
Canada. Yes, you can get everywhere, man. And Detroit's airport, the international airport, it's actually not that bad considering. So, yep, that's my 2 cents on that. And yes, you are right. So freaking hot, DK. That's why we don't do that place, man.
Just cooking
don't do
people.
The dumpster fire. All right, so man, I know you're probably tired. You tell me though. We've been going for 2.5 hours. You can see I'm over here.
Well, we had to catch up on some stuff, so
yes,
it makes sense.
I thank Raiders Unleashed. Thank you, Raiders Unleashed. You gave us some great sound bites tonight.
Unleashed is truly he's unleashed.
Yes.
Very much on
hopefully,
brand.
Hopefully you get where we're coming from. This is a dialogue, right? You notice you kind of overran the show here for a little bit, and that's kudos to you, man. Hey, you stood your ground. You stood 10 toes down. You gave your points, your takes, and I respect them. That's the other thing, man. I pray I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong. Look at me. I am praying. I'm right with you. I hope Turf is as wrong as 2 left shoes.
The Eden Crow show, that would be a good show.
I cannot wait. I can't wait because I know y'all all going to show up. It'll be one of my best shows.
Yeah, true.
It'll be one of my best shows. I know a plethora of people that will be showing up.
Janty showing up in the comments.
Right? I already know it.
His 2 cents.
I already know it. He probably have on his Michael Myers mask.
Yeah, exactly. Probably, yeah.
Look, man. Hey, and I will deserve every bit of it. Every bit of it.
Fair.
Exactly. And look, I'm not looking for no props if it goes the direction that I expect. I'm not looking for props. I'm not looking. You will not hear Turf say I told you so. You're not going to hear me rubbing it in. None of that stuff, bro. No. It's going to be, man, he's a little too late, right? They should have had a better line. Because that's what you're going to hear, Unleashed. Oh, well, he didn't have all. You're going to continue with the excuses while all the other elite running backs just are elite. And they don't care. This is what's going to happen. And in 10 years, no one's going. They'll remember. Y'all remember that running back that came out of that whack league? That's what's going to be the same. And I pray I'm wrong. I pray everything I'm saying is completely wrong. And y'all can come back and let me have it. Let me have it. And I will deserve every bit of them tongue lashings. Yep.
How many games will he have to string together before you determine that it's
heading
in the right direction?
He needs a minimum of 1,600 yards, in my opinion. Yeah, rushing. I mean, he needs to be close to 2,000 yards all purpose. You know what I mean? Like, for sure. Like, that's the standard if you're going to be an elite running back, period. 100% standard. And I know people are gonna be like, what? Like, that's the league today. That's where you don't pick a running back that early today unless that's what the production is coming out of it. I didn't make the rules up. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm expecting. So, shout out to DK. You've been rolling with us and very commentational this this night. So we appreciate you. But yeah, man, and next show we'll have a lot more to talk. I mean, I really want to dig into the defensive side. Again, out the secondary. That's something I really want to talk about because again, Palomao, who is the other guy? Because he's still here, isn't he?
Yeah,
safety.
Lonnie Johnson is.
Yes, Lonnie Johnson. They were really high on Lonnie.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of got robbed with that injury.
Got injured.
Kind of brutal injury, and then was not really in football shape until, took a while. People were ragging on him for missing tackles. Like, dude didn't have the opportunity to be playing for the whole season. Like,
right.
Kind of makes sense he missed tackles.
100%.
Shouldn't have been relying on him, like
at all. Not even a little bit.
Right. We put all our cards or all our chips in with Lonnie Johnson. Maybe wasn't a good plan from the start. Like, but hopefully he has an opportunity. We'll see. Yeah.
No, I agree. We'll end with this last question. Who do you think will be the biggest breakout candidate this year?
Breakout candidate? Oh, me? Who do I think?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with McCoy.
Oh.
If he gets a couple of picks, that's a breakout.
No, I agree. Well, you want to know who I'm going to go with? And this is going to surprise people.
Who's that?
Porter.
Okay.
I think in terms of secondary, I sound like Peter.
I mean, he played pretty well last season.
I think.
So what's breakout for him?
Well, I think he solidifies that side, right? We got the other cornerback coming back. Mm-hmm. Stokes, right? Stokes is coming back. Guaranteed starting. And I think Porter is fighting for the other side along with McCoy and there's one other kid that's in the mix.
Right.
But I think
a big step forward.
I think Porter is going to make a big step because of all of this. I think he's going to be
Cameron Richardson. That's one of the other
guys. That's the other one. Cameron Richardson, yeah. But I think Porter comes out of this one. I think he's going to be the gem of that class.
He certainly got the upside.
Yes, and that's why I think this is his breakout year. I think he's going to have a hell of a year. So,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be. That would be great because, again, yet another missed cornerback in terms of drafting is not helpful.
The Raiders should have a dominant secondary. That's just the way it should be. So we need to get back to that.
Get back to the old school ways. All right, man. Well, hey, this was another episode of Turf and Pigs. As always, well, not as always, but tomorrow I definitely will be doing my show. Hopefully, knock on wood, nothing should pop up. And we got regionals this week. So Thursday, I should be able to do our show Dead in the Water. I'm not positive though because regionals, and I may be heading back Thursday night. I don't know why I'm saying may. I know I'll be heading back because everything is at 6 a.m. in the morning. Woohoo! Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And it's in San Antonio, which is an hour and some change away. So yeah. But yeah, be on the lookout, man. I hopefully I won't miss many more. I really enjoy this show with Pigs, man. This is always awesome for me. I love the conversation, and I love that we get guys that come on, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. When people share their 2 cents, I enjoy kind of when people stick on their ground and kind of put forward their logic and kind of have the back and forth. It
Yes.
creates more understanding and better, more complex viewpoints. So that's ideal.
And Raiders Unleashed, you deserve an answer. I mean, you stuck it out this long. I thought you may have left already, got mad at me and cut it off. I don't know, but did I say that 200 total yards is the standard in the NFL for running backs? If you are considered elite and drafted in the top 5 of the first round, absolutely. Yes. 100%. 2,000 yards should be the minimum all purpose. Minimum. 100%. So, yep, I would say that. And I would say even more than 2,000 yards all purpose, right? Because I'm expecting a good 12 to 14 minimum rushing and 6 to 8. It depends, right? It depends on the type of running back you are. For a Ashton Janty, I don't expect him to have as many yards receiving. So, yes, I'm expecting him to have 1,600 yards, right? Maybe 400 to 600 yards receiving. For somebody like a Gibbs or even Bijan, which it just is going to depend because of their versatility and speed and the fact that they really can break out those passing games in terms of the routes and things they can run and just create the matchups. They're going to probably have way more yards from that respect in terms of the passing game. So you may not see as many yards as you like from the running game. So, I mean, it all can be explained. You know what I mean? And just go look back. I mean, I'm not the one making this up. This isn't my, like, I don't want you thinking that these are my rules, if you will. This is just the way the league is, man. So.
Well, especially with the added games. We're at 17 games.
Absolutely. 17 games, bro. You better be rushing and receiving for well over 2,000 yards as an elite running back that was drafted in the top 6. Absolutely. 100%. I appreciate that.
I agree. Yeah, when you draft a guy that high, you're paying him like he's the best. He better be the best.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, Sack, because I love it, man. It says until you make a lights collab. I agree, and as long as Pigs will have me, I'll have him, Paul. It's like, yeah, this is what we will be doing for the foreseeable future. So hopefully y'all enjoy.
Thanks for having me on, Turf. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, till the next time, ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Peace.